Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Friday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parrish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedic, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. A very special day. Today is Morning Scone episode 2500. You can believe it. A lot of you been there for many of the 6+ years of Morning Scone, and we've hit milestone 2,500 today. Go this way. Hey, you want to come say hi to Dad Show? Hey. Nope. Gone. All right. We'll say some good mornings. Jesse Harrold, 4-star edge for the 2025 class, decommitted Thanksgiving night. So first decommitment LSU's had since the Bryce Underwood flip. Curious. There's always, when you get close to signing day, you're going to see that both ways. I'm certain. Shay's reminded us several times that 40% of last year's LSU class were flips into the class. So it's one of the things that I like about the early signing period. It kind of makes you declare, both the school declare to the athlete declare to the school, like, do you want to be part of this class? Do you want that player part of your class? It's what the early signing period is designed for. So I don't know. Jesse Harrold is from Tampa. He's a 4-star edge, been committed to LSU, I believe, since June. June. And the On3 predictor machine all has him projected going to Florida State, nearly 97% Florida State. So it's hard to think, in this kind of day and age with portal NIL and everything, that it's anything other than a team putting together a better offer. But I'll say with Harrold, it's kind of similar to the conversation we're having about Meadows, and there are players that you're going to do what you got to do to keep. Like DJ Pickett is one of those, you do what you got to do to keep him. Period. But if there's schools that are going to jump in, guys that are kind of middle of your class and sort of overpay for them, then you're okay with that. Specifically at the defensive end position, so that leaves LSU now with 25 commits for this class. Their ranking hasn't changed, so they're still the number 6 class in the country. So, baby, hang on one second. What'd you say? All right. Sorry about that. It's Black Friday, which means it is Scone family Christmas tree day. So Erica's getting ready. Father-in-law's dropping off his truck. Okay. Thank you. As soon as Erica puts on some makeup, she said, we're going to get a tree. So look who's here. Oh my goodness. Come say hi to Dad Show.
Not for Dad Show.
Well, we're gonna go get Christmas tree at Clegg's.
We're
going Clegg's Nursery. What do you say?
Hi.
Hi who?
Hi, Dad Show.
Good job. Hey, where are we going today?
Quick.
Where are we going to get at Clegg's?
Christmas tree.
You want to see our song? How's our song go?
No.
Okay, I know you want to take off your back. Okay. First, you need you to sing our song. What song do we sing when we get a tree?
Drew got a Christmas tree.
Drew got a Christmas tree. Drew got a Christmas tree. Drew got a Christmas tree. A Christmas tree. Huh. Isn't that we sing? Is that we sing? Okay. All right, you're free. You're untethered. There you go. All right. So, episode 2500, Jesse Harrold De-Comits. We'll see what if the Tigers have an answer. I'd say the one that we're really keeping an eye on would be Solomon Thomas, offensive lineman out of Florida, currently committed to Florida State, visited LSU last weekend. Derek Meadows will be in town this weekend, the receiver out of Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. So we'll see how they finish here with signing day coming up on Wednesday. And shortly thereafter, portal window will open. Tigers did offer a here you go, a tight end. I'll tell you his name real quick. Here it is. His name is Zach Atkins. Zach Atkins is a portal tight end from Northwest Missouri State, 6'5", 245. So he's sort of your prototypical inline blocker. Tigers need a blocking tight end. Of course, Connor Gilbreth and Mac Markway both left the program. So you've got Mason Taylor, and then you've got Trey Dez, who's moved to receiver, and you got Kamorian Pimpton. You need a blocking tight end. You got J.D. LaFleur committed for this class, son of David LaFleur, who is a prototypical tight end, but you need another body there. So see how that goes. Okay, let's say good morning. It's Jesse Harrold, is tired of the alternate uni. Brennan Huff, good morning. Great day of college basketball and football. Looking forward to it. Hey, David, good morning. Baby Bobby, happy 2500. Thank you, man. JTL, thumbnail picture is crazy. Yeah, I need to change that. So the default thumbnail on YouTube is an old picture of me, like one of the, I don't know how old that is, but it was headshots. We took a guarantee. I still had hair. So it predates 2020. It's at least 5 years old, not older. Jason, thank you, Jason. Appreciate it, man. Thank y'all for being here. Randall, good morning. Jay Johnson season coming soon. Hey, Carrie, episode 2500. The Boudreaux, yeah, man. Boudreaux Bloody Mary Mix, Margarita Mix. The first sponsor of Morning Scone ever. The OGs know for sure. Thanks to everybody. Thank you, David. You definitely look older in that picture. Okay, older in that picture. Jared, LSU hasn't had any good news in weeks. Well, you beat Vanderbilt. You stopped the bleeding. And you've still got one of the top classes in the country committed. Let's see how it finishes on Wednesday. You know, if you're able to keep up, go this way. If you're able to keep DJ Pickett in the class, and we'll see what happens with Jakeem Stewart. Oh, Steve Wiltfong projected him to USC. We talked about that, but who knows what direction that may go. I still believe keep this class together, and then we see what they do in the portal. If when the first portal window closes, if LSU hasn't added like significant impact guys, then it's time to start going, all right, we got a problem. All right. Casey, good morning. Thank you, man. Hey, Christian, good morning. Sorry, read that one. Tony, what up, Tony Life? Hey, it's Tony from Dutchtown. TFD. What's up, man? Hope you're doing great. Happy Thanksgiving. Brandon, good morning. Got gifted a bottle of Penelope Toasted Rye. Have you had it? It's good. Yes, Penelope has done a really good job with all their offerings. They gained an enormous amount of popularity and market share in a very short amount of time. And I think their toasted is really good. It depends if you like toasted whiskey. Hi. Even more so toasted rye if you are a rye fan. Thomas, good morning. We did have a great day. Jingle Gate, we'll get to it. Go this way. Drew, top of the morning. Congrats on 2,500. Missed the days of Drew putting random filters on you and knocking the phone over. Yeah, those were the OG Morning Scone days. We did Morning Scone. I just pull up Facebook on my phone. And because Facebook didn't have a reverse camera function, I was looking at the back of my phone because otherwise the picture would be mirrored. So everything y'all would be seeing would be backwards, logos and everything. So I set up my camera on a tripod. So as I was doing the show, I was looking at the back of my camera, the back of my phone. And so I pulled up the show on my laptop or my tablet so I could read the comments and all that sort of stuff. And Drew would walk and he'd walk on the other side of the desk. So he was look at the face of the phone. He would just start tapping things and he'd hit filters on my face and I wouldn't know it. Or I'd have, bat filters and hard eyes and all kind of stuff. Brad, good morning. I love how Drew says go this way. Curious, is that from a movie? No, that's just Drew. Like whenever he likes to ride around. So we just go ride around the car. And I'll say, Drew, which way you want to go? So you want to go this way? And I'll point you to go this way. You want to go that way? He'll say, go this way, go that way. That's just all he's doing. He's from Florida, not going to an SEC school. I don't care. That's kind of the point, Rob. If you're going to lose a commit, like you never want to lose a commit. I'm not telling you it's a good thing to lose. Of course you want to keep that. I mean, you recruited him. He's a top 200 player in the country and, he's an edge rusher and you want him. Of course you do. But if you're going to lose a player, you'd always rather lose them to a school outside of the SEC. KC, Sherman the minority. I love the alt unis. I really don't feel like talking about the uniforms anymore. I've made my point. Mont Dog, he needs recommit. Mark, what's the story on why Eli Holstein and LSU never really connected? Well, LSU recruited Walker Howard in that class. And that's kind of it. So Walker was the quarterback at St. Thomas More and Lafayette when Eli was there. And so Eli transferred to Zachary because he wasn't going to play at St. Thomas More with Walker there. So went to Zachary, had a great career there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So he went to Bama and then transferred to Pitt. Kelly Gross, good morning. One Nardi, good morning. Thomas, Adrian, Montdog, good morning, y'all. Ron, I'm not a Sloan hater. I believe he's made the best of the situation. However, I feel like losing Denbrock has not been highlighted as much as those storylines this season. Ron, I agree with you very much. I will, however, say that every time I have talked about the offense taking a step back, I have always said you lost the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, 2 first-round picks at receiver, your Broyles Award finalist offensive coordinator, and I've always mentioned Denbrock. And there were a lot of people who downplayed Denbrock's role, and I was not one of them because he's a very smart offensive guy who has coached offense, managed quarterbacks, players, called plays for 2 decades and has done it at a very high level. And you could look everywhere he's been, how it started, how it continued to improve. Like, go look at his years at Cincinnati, how when he got there, they were not very good. By the time he finished, they were top 10 in every major statistical category. So I agree with you. Not enough people have talked about the Denbrock factor. But I do think that matters. And look what he's doing in South Bend right now with Riley Leonard at quarterback, who ain't no pro. Brett DeGrow, Charlie Dog, good morning. Jed, what's up? Black, no borders. The Adams kid from Carr is committed to Ole Miss and would probably commit. Can't hurt to have another homegrown body on a team at the end. Carr's been good to LSU. I'm sure they're familiar with with him. Let's see. Jason, with all the changes in the SEC, will Oklahoma game usually be our final regular season opponent? So don't know, Jason, at this point. I think it will be, because when you look at this final weekend of the regular season being rivalry weekend, a lot of these games are determined, right? Alabama's going to play Auburn, Tennessee's going to play Vandy, Kentucky's going to play Louisville, Georgia's going to play Georgia Tech, Florida's going to play Florida State. Texas A&M are going to play. You have the Egg Bowl. So when you keep going down that list, the only Clemson, South Carolina, the only teams that you have left are LSU, Arkansas, Missouri, and now Oklahoma. So LSU wanted to do away with the Arkansas game. And so they did the silly made for TV Battle Line Trophy game and with Arkansas and Missouri. And LSU got A&M when A&M came in the league. Well, now that Texas is back, Texas and Texas A&M are going to play each other. So LSU either plays Missouri, Arkansas, or Oklahoma, or maybe the four of them play around robin and rotate. I don't know, but so I don't know what they're going to do. But those are your only options. You're either going to play Arkansas, Missouri, or Oklahoma on that final week. That's it. It's literally the only options you have because everybody else has a traditional opponent. And Oklahoma doesn't play Oklahoma State anymore. So, their Bedlam is no more. So, otherwise, they would have had that one. So, I think it will be. I hope it is. But the only other option is one of the other ones I just mentioned. Hey, Patrick, good morning. Make sure to bring leftovers home. Game day for McMahon and the fellas. Yep. Tiger basketball tonight, Northwestern State. Northwestern State's got a net ranking of like 330. There's like 364 Division I teams in basketball, so this should not be a competitive game, but a good opportunity for LSU to get out there, stretch the legs a little bit after the win on Sunday against UCF. So, and Damian Collins dislocated shoulders out, so maybe more of Corey Chest tonight again. Kind of see how that continues to develop. Hey, Brennan, hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy the leftovers. Yes, sir. Stephen Miller, good morning. Great day with the family. Hope the same for you and yours. Awesome day. Patrick, is Travis Hunter a lock for the Heisman? His odds are really good. I don't think so, Patrick. Maybe. And by the way, I think he deserves it. But just look at what happened last year, man. Like Bo Nix's odds were fluctuating during the Pac-12 championship game. I think that what we could very well see happen is this Saturday and next Saturday, if Dylan Gabriel goes off, number one Oregon finishes undefeated, go this way, and Gabriel goes off, then I think you'll have a lot of voters vote for the quarterback on the best team. One thing that is interesting is that even after Colorado lost last week, Hunter's odds still didn't drop, which is a very good sign for Travis Hunter. But Oregon plays Washington, and then they'll play in the Big Ten championship game against Ohio State. And if Oregon beats Ohio State again and Gabriel has a big game again, I think he may end up winning it, especially because Colorado is, right or wrong, is going to kind of fall by the wayside here after being upset last week. So Colorado plays Oklahoma State this week. That's an Oklahoma State team that's yet to win a league game. They're 0-8 in the conference. And then they won't be playing in the Big 12 championship. So Travis Hunter's not going to have the stage. Dylan Gabriel will. We'll see how it goes. Go this way. So that to say, if there's anyone who could take it from Hunter, I believe Dylan Gabriel is the only one who could. Patrick, good morning. Episode 2500, man. Roll Tide 99. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Thoughts on Eberflus not calling a timeout? I mean, I thought it was crazy, and I also think it's crazy that he defended the decision in the postgame. But it's one of the reasons I was very bullish on Jaden Daniels going to the Commanders. Commanders is a better situation than the Bears. Eberflus is probably going to be fired after 1 year. He'll have a second coach. Williams will have a second coach in as many years, while Daniels has a stable organization with a new owner. good culture, which is weird to say about Washington, but it's true. Defensive-minded head coach. So you're going to have good defenses in Washington. I mean, there's a lot of reasons that Washington was the better. Like, everybody wanted Jaden to go number one. I get it. But Washington was the more stable situation. You're seeing it. Trivia, good morning. Bubba, Tony, Leslie, JD, good morning. Brambo, what significant impact guys do you believe will be in the portal? So I don't know. I can't give you names if you're talking about from other schools. I mean, I'm not that plugged into every school in the country to know what guys might be thinking of entering the portal. Go this way. But, I mean, I know what positions LSU's targeting. They want an impact defensive tackle, an impact safety, an impact wide receiver. I mean, those three are going to be at or near the top of the list. They need a portal tight end, a blocking tight end, which they offered one yesterday. You could use help at almost every position on the field if you can add depth and talent. But where do I expect them to spend the biggest? Defensive tackle, safety, wide receiver. We need one of those 5-star quarterbacks that Ohio State has, a la Joey B. Come on now. Ryan, good morning. Your Jeopardy Cup yesterday would be very cool if the letters would show up and say Bam is burning. Well, it wasn't Jeopardy's Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, so the coffee mug I had is a Wheel of Fortune mug. And when you put your hot coffee in it, the letters like light up like they do on the Wheel of Fortune board. It says drink more coffee. Jason, morning, Matt, 2717 LSU, episode 2500. So I think Jason just spilled the beans on my prediction for LSU and Oklahoma. But it is on today's episode of Locked on LSU, and today is episode 2500 Morning Scone. Go this way. Okay, so as not to forget, Thomas, here you go.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
All right. Remember, if you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. They're the best. Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. You need a roof, call Parish Construction and Roofing. Also, Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Getting close to New Year's resolution time, y'all. Enjoy the holidays. But if you want to start semaglutide, tirzepatide, the once-a-week injections for weight loss, Unique Physique, lowest prices. They actually just introduced 3-month pricing. So you pay for 3 months, you save $100. So 3-month pricing. Never any contracts. Do the whole thing over telemed. They'll ship your medicine anywhere. It's Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Craig, happy to report I've recovered from the food coma. Very good. Mark, good morning. DB Walker, as in Walker, Texas Ranger. Walker. Who Dat Chris for life. LSU is still burning. And I see Who Dat for life. Chris is a Bama fan that still doesn't know how to quit me. It's nice to reside firmly in their heads. Randall, will the collective have to pay Perkins to come back next year, or is he coming back to prove his draft stock? So remember, every player on the team is going to get something, right? Every player on the team will have some value. Did I miss a bunch of comments? Every player on the team will have something through the collective, right? Like every single player will get some dollar amount from the collective. So if Perkins comes back, he will absolutely be getting a very significant dollar amount from the collective. At this point, it's really a matter of what Harrold wants to do. And I think a big part of that's going to be the advice he gets back from the draft advisory committee. Do they tell him to come back? Do they tell him they tell him to go back to school? They tell him improve his stock, all that sort of stuff. Let's see. So I don't know. I don't know what. I mean, I know what they paid him this year, and I'm sure it would be comparable, probably a bump too if he comes back. Good afternoon from Amsterdam. Abner Neal, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Rocky, who has the best measurables out of Pickett and Phillips? Pickett's 6'4". He is you just don't see many lockdown corners that are 6'4". And the thing about bigger corners like that, I don't know this, I'm just telling you what I've been told, right? I obviously didn't play cornerback. But for bigger guys to backpedal and flip their hips tends to be more challenging, which is why you tend to see bigger guys like that play receiver. Because you don't have to backpedal and flip your hips. You're running straight line and shifting. So when you find a guy like that's that long, that has the athleticism, they're just a unicorn. So DJ Pickett would be starting for LSU today, and provided he sticks with the LSU commitment, he will be an LSU tie. He'll be a starter next year if he sticks with it. So I got to get him, man. Got to get him. That's a massive. That's the biggest one left on the board for LSU is Pickett. Because it's obviously a position of need. He's the best player in the country at that position. You've had him committed for since July. So, Cade Phillips is great too. Cade Phillips is cornerback, 5-star out of Texas. You got 2 5-star cornerbacks committed. You got to get them on campus. Kendall, good morning. JD, DT, Walker Howard, Amsterdam. David, good morning. Ryan, in all honesty, Oklahoma's strengths, if we're not disciplined in our secondary, it doesn't play into our favor. Man, Oklahoma is not good offensively. It's why it's so fun to laugh at Alabama, because they lost by 3 touchdowns to a team with a miserable offense. Oklahoma is 16th in pass offense, 16th in the SEC, dead last in pass offense, dead last in total offense, 15th in scoring offense, 10th in rushing offense. That's a terrible offensive team. Go this way. In that game, they committed to running downhill with Jackson Arnold and Jalen Milroe, and threw 3 picks, including a pick 6. So, man, look, LSU the last couple of weeks has kind of committed themselves to a 4-3. They've taken the star position off the field, and that's where you've seen Devon Keys, the freshman, play more in a traditional outside linebacker role. So we'll see. Got to be strong at the point of attack. But Oklahoma is without their top 6 receivers from the start of the season right now. That's just not a good offense. Now, their defensive front 7 is very good, and they're one of the better run defenses in the SEC. But they also struggle on their back end. So if LSU, the key is for LSU, you keep Garrett Nussmeier upright, and you have an opportunity to throw the ball. You just can't turn it over. If you turn it over and give them points on defense, you give them a short field on offense, that's your surest fire way to being a nail biter late in this game, which you shouldn't be. Jeff, what up, my dude? Good morning. JD, Bama's an inferno after losing the Iron Bowl. What's interesting about this year? So Bama in the Iron Bowl, when it's been at Jordan-Hare, Auburn's fared better. When it's been in Tuscaloosa, it's usually been a rout. This is going to be interesting because it's been a rout while Saban was there, and he's not there anymore, obviously. And Bama's not very good. So Auburn's ability to run the football, too, could create problems for Bama. Hugh Freeze is a creative offensive coach, man. And I think they can cause some problems in that football game. And imagine what the vibe in that stadium would be if if Auburn ends up hanging or having a lead, coming off the loss to Oklahoma. Could turn on them, man. Let's see, 14-32 just made the dumbest clock management decision in football history. I'm surprised Eberflus is still employed at the moment. I'm with you. I don't think there's any explanation for it. And the fact that he defended it after the game was wild. Steven, bigger concern tomorrow. Stopping Jackson running the ball with the secondary, limiting big plays downfield, how LSU's offense works. Oh, I mean, it's got to be the defense. It's got to be the defense stopping the run. They did a good job last week against a similar offense in Vanderbilt, but man, I mean, you're 11 games in. You are what your record and the stat sheet says you are, and LSU's not good against the run. So I'm more concerned about allowing big plays in the run game than the pass game. Jackson Arnold threw for 68 yards last week, but they won by 3 touchdowns because they ran the ball and they won the turnover battle 3-0. So just invert that. Gary, good morning, Uncle Scone. Hope you and the family had a good Thanksgiving. What you are saying, our defense needs to step up and cause problems for OU. I think if the defense plays as well as they did last week against Vanderbilt, you'll be fine. Let's see, Bama fans never learn. Try to tell them all. All they did was call me a bandwagon fan. It's tough. Whenever you've experienced something for so long, it's tough to accept the fact that that's not your reality anymore. Go this way. Ryan, I understand. I'm just saying their defense is very physical. Will pin their ears back. Venables knows what he's doing. I'll tell you this. If you go back and look at, so when Venables was at Clemson for the 2019 championship game, for that first quarter, he and that Clemson defense did about as good a job as anybody did again all year against that LSU team at confusing Burrow and getting creative. So I think Brent Venables is a really good defensive coach, and they've got talent, especially in that front seven. So I don't think LSU goes and scores 35 in this game. I mean, just look at OU's scores in conference play this year. I mean, this tells you what type of game you would expect it to be. Like the one time they got run, well, they got run twice on their home field against South Carolina, but that was turnovers. And then at Texas. So against Tennessee it was 25-15, Auburn 27-21. And remember, Auburn got a late pick 6. Auburn was going to win that game, and Peyton Thorne threw a late pick 6, which gave Oklahoma the lead. Texas was 34-3. South Carolina was 35-9. They held Ole Miss to 26. It was 26-14. They lost to Missouri 30-23 when Missouri scored late. Go this way. And then last week was the 24-3 game where they held Bama out the end zone. So it's a rarity that you'd see an offense. I mean, Texas did it. South Carolina got defensive scores in that game too, but cannot recall a successful corner as tall as 6'4". It's rare. The who am I thinking of from Seattle on their Super Bowl team that played opposite Richard Sherman was a big corner. Oh, you know who it was? It was Brandon Browner, who the Saints signed and then is in prison now for attempted murder. Brandon Browner was 6'4". Played with Seattle on the Super Bowl team, opposite Richard Sherman. That was that Legion of Boom. They had Sherman and Brandon Browner and Earl Thomas and those guys. Irfan Sayad, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks. Same to you. Brian Turner, how does LSU basketball match up with this big physical Florida State team? I can't, man. Brian, I'd be lying if I tried to tell you knew anything about Florida State. They got Northwestern State tonight. See how it goes. John Bro, do you think Caleb Jackson is the portal? I don't know, John. It would make sense if he did, right? I mean, you got a young guy in Caden Durham who became the starter this year. You got a 5-star in Harlan Berry coming in. as well. I mean, it would make. I hope he doesn't. I mean, I would love to see him stay and develop and be a power back, but you'd kind of understand it if he did. William, what's up with Jacoby Matthews? Not playing football. I don't know if he plays somewhere next season, but he's not playing anywhere this year. Barry, good morning. Need a dub tomorrow night to play a complete game. Yeah, they do. What do you think better describes Kelly's time at LSU better? What do you think better describes Kelly's time at LSU better? Tulane, too much hype, right? November tends to sort things out. We were all wondering what would happen with this 6-way tie at 6-2 in the SEC. What happens? Ole Miss, Alabama, A&M all lose on the same day. So when people freak out every year over the playoff committee rankings, I'm like, let it play out. None of it matters right now. Let it play out. Like literally none of it matters today. The Franco Nation. Good morning, Matt. Do you think we can go to the playoffs next year? Yeah. It's 12-team playoff. 10-2 should get you there or close to it. You get Nussmeier back. Finish a good class. Go be aggressive in the portal. Yeah. Don, do you think Kelly has what it takes to build a consistently competitive year in year out contending team at LSU? Absolutely, because he's done it everywhere he's been for 30 years. Danny Braywick trying to find all my winter LSU stuff. Going to be a cold one in Tiger Stadium tomorrow. Yeah, man, the low tomorrow's in the 30s. Adrian Bailey. Oh, Cromartie's another one. Yep. Jeremy Brinkmeyer. What do you think describes Kelly's tenure best? He brought Jaden Daniels here to save our program, or he wasted Jaden Daniels' talent. Love your stuff. Hope all is well. Truth is somewhere in between. It's hard to say that he wasted Jaden Daniels' talent when Jaden won a Heisman. And when Jaden came here, Jaden wasn't guaranteed the starting job. Go this way. He had to win it. And I'll remind you, there were a lot of you who didn't want Jaden Daniels to be the starting quarterback last year. Y'all know who you are. Fans are fickle. Lewoski, do you believe Ricky Collins will leave LSU? Yeah, I do. I mean, and I don't think it's a knock on Ricky or Colin Hurley after him. It's just look around college football. Guys don't sit and wait 2 and 3 and 4 years. Garrett Nussmeier is an extreme outlier. Go this way. The last time LSU had a guy sign out of high school and finish their eligibility at LSU was Jordan Jefferson. Guys just don't stay. So do I think he'll leave? Yes, I do. Do I think Colin Hurley will leave? Yes, I do. I don't have any insight. I don't have any inside information. I have not talked to either of those guys or anyone associated with them. I am just strictly looking at precedent. That's all. So you could say Scone said, but I'm being abundantly clear. That's just an opinion rooted in nothing other than precedent in what I've seen in college football, which is guys at that position don't stay. Hey, Barry, good morning. Yeah, thanks, Barry. Yeah, y'all please smash the like button on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Hey, John, what's up, John? Good to see you there, man. Happy belated Thanksgiving. If LSU wins tomorrow, I have a cold one for you, Matt. And do you have any good scotch? I'm not a scotch guy. I'm obviously a whiskey guy, but I don't love scotch whiskey. Go this way. A little too smoky and peaty for me. Go this way. Grant, would you prefer to play Oklahoma on Thanksgiving every year rather than Missouri, since we've resented the Arkansas game on Black Friday for so long? Would you rather do a round robin? I would rather play Oklahoma. I think this is something that could become a really cool marquee game at the end of the season, because both programs typically are playing meaningful games in November. Two blue bloods, traditional powers, where something can develop naturally, I would love to see that. I would love to have a truly meaningful game on that final weekend that everybody looked forward to. And I think LSU and A&M were building that. But I totally understand. Of course, A&M is going to play Texas when Texas came into the league. So I would just rather something happen organically than try to force it like they did with the boot or like they're doing with Arkansas and Missouri with the Battle Line Trophy. Hey, Michael, good morning. Cromartie was only 6'2". Seth, they didn't waste Jaden's talent. They just didn't take full advantage of it. Yeah, I think it's probably a semantics argument, Seth, but you're right. But I think from the concept of people saying, you want to win a national championship and you had the offense to do it, they're right too. I mean, you wasted an opportunity in national championship. I would tell you 23 and 2016 were two opportunities where LSU had a team good enough to win a national championship and didn't. Ryan, you think we keep Womack and Caleb Jackson? I haven't had the conversations to know. What I do know is there are players on the team right now that are going to enter the portal, and there are going to be players that enter the portal that LSU signs. I mean, you're just not going to keep every player. Like you're going to have natural attrition. You're going to have guys that you want to keep that enter the portal. You're going to have guys that get cut, which I hate to say it that way, but it's kind of how it works. Go this way. And I could understand if either of the ones you mentioned did. Deshaun Womack was a 5-star. And he kind of, look, I mean, he was left home for the Florida game. I mean, he's kind of built the reputation of being a little bit of a knucklehead. And he's a young guy. And, you hope that he continues to mature and develop. And you see plenty of examples of guys like that. Kyron Lacey's self-admittedly like that. He's had to work a lot on that. Jacobian Guillory is like that. I mean, Tanks told us that point blank. Like, he was one of those guys that had to mature. And Brian Kelly coming into the program was a big part of that for him. Accountability and maturity and stuff like that. It's been great for him. So, anyway. Oh, my God. Are you going to show everybody what you're wearing?
You don't like it?
Yeah. All right, come show everybody what you're wearing. We'll just stand far back.
Well, Little Debbie Christmas trees. Can you say?
Little Debbie Christmas trees and green. You can't really tell those pants are green, but those are like green elf green
Not
pants.
elf, they're matched.
Got it.
I don't see you in your Christmas gear. You're in gray.
Because I don't have Christmas gear. All right, we're going to get a Christmas tree. Lewoski Christmas strip. Franco Nation said Bama would be our biggest rival. I feel like every team we play in the SEC is our rival. See, the thing is, like, that really just rotates. Like, when I was in school and LSU won 5 straight against Bama or whatever it was, or like 6 out of 7. Let's see. LSU beat Bama in 2001, lost in 02, then won 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So LSU won 7 out of 8, right? 2000, 2001, lost in 02, then won in 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah, LSU won 7 out of 8 against Bama from 2000 to 2007. Like, I mean, that wasn't LSU's biggest rival then. I mean, LSU and Florida, LSU and Auburn were the games everybody looked forward to then. So it's just kind of cyclical. It just kind of rotates. Of course. Kind of like tight green pants and just bent over right there. Yeah, it's my wife. Of course I'm looking at her butt. Wouldn't you? If you're not looking at your wife's butt, what you doing? John, forgive me if you've answered this already. What happened to Caleb Jackson this year? Got beat out, man. I mean, he was a guy that we were all excited about in fall camp. That USC game, John Emery was the one that kind of found his stride, and they were desperate for something to happen against South Carolina, and Caden Durham popped and just passed him. So got beat out. So, all right, let's go. We're going to get a Christmas tree. Y'all have an awesome day. Thanks so much for being there. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. We appreciate y'all for being there with us as always. Episode 2500 today. Let's make it 2501 tomorrow. All of our great sponsors are linked in the description on YouTube and tagged on Facebook. Please go check out Locked on LSU if you haven't done it yet, especially if you want to catch up on some episodes from this week that you might have missed. Would love it if you do it on your favorite podcast app or on YouTube. Okay, y'all have an awesome day. We'll see you.